issues, and we divide by three parts. I'm doing introduction and key performance requires and success factors. Tony will present measurement, feedback, and development, and Sean will present rewards and conclusions. Generally, Spruker Incorporation has office in Sydney, Melbourne, and the Gold Coast. They highly focus on productivity for reducing their price. They seems like they're taking cost leadership strategy. Some researchers mentioned that it is taking operation with the lowest cost of operating in industry. And this company's management style is top-down management, which is top position with decide strategic plan. So employees might have less chance to involve for decision making. However, there's also several advantages such as reducing the time cost and less cost for running the business. So now we focus on the case. Briefly, Serena, who is an HR manager based in Sydney, approached practical ways to manage the employees. However, she doesn't really care about important thing of HR components. She spent little time to improve herself, such as read the last management book or chasing the university degree or organizing the best practice employees in the workplace. There is one formula for determining the performance value, which is ability times motivation times opportunity. If one of these elements has zero value, then whole performance is zero. So that means she presents zero performance value because she didn't put her efforts such as increasing her ability or motivations. Also, in this organization never had issue about recruiting new employees. That means she didn't care about the fresher in organization. In 2014, some researchers mentioned that HR manager has to check and recruiting new employees, and she just neglected the fact. So I'll pass it on to Tony.
As regarding measurements and technique, in a case study, measurements and basis upon a limited number of the results and behavior basic criteria, which is working quantity, accuracy, respect, and flexibility and dependency and hope of tendency. Those, of course, from the limited scope of the company strategy that on productivity, the narrows productivity basis visions has influenced the job design within the organization. In respect to the one-page assessment form, the measure that the list are not reviewed by the employee. So there will be very little knowledge of exactly what the assessment criteria are to an extent knowledge and skills ability required for those whose positions should guide both parties as to the contents of the assessment. The more expensive and inclusive vision, including elements associated with the productivity, would provide for the better outcome. With regard to the feedback, in the process, there will be very little in the way of feedback. This is for all the party concerned. The number of the risk system quite guide right that does not allow for the supervisor to explain their assessment. At no stage is the employee involved. The assessment is reviewed by the only human resource manager for the assessment for the finance, for financial bonuses or determination of the termination. There is no structured feedback as a part of the process. The employee would have no indication as their performance failure in success achievement or the area that they require for development. Those who made the top 20 would only know that they had outperformed the majority of the employee, but would have no indications as to how. I imagine that The bottom 10 will probably be giving some feedback of their performance as a part of the terminations process. This leads to vast majority of the employee with no indication as to their overall performance. This has led to the questions and perceiving accuracy, fairness of process leading to the complaint. With regard to the review, that the process is existing has no avenue for the review. As stated, there's a single unilateral review performed in isolate. The employee has no involved and there's no discussion with the direct supervisor. There's no self-review, so therefore a trigger for the development plan to move forward. Without a clear, well-formulated development plan tolerant to their performance of each employee to the organization cannot help to improve overall performance of the workforce over time. The future performance of the organization may be negatively impacted of the human resource is not developed in order to meet the challenge ahead. The company places very little value in a human resource. Therefore, the little done but in respect of staff development in the longer term that it could costly for the organization. The assessment should be include avenue for review and discussion by the both party in order to assess the true capacity and performance and chart way for future development and the improvement assessment. And now I'm going to pass to Sean. He will finish in conclusion.
The reward system is the same as each step in this PM system, so it's got weaknesses in every aspect of it. So for an effective reward system, there has to be it has to be able to effectively create a motivated workspace for all the employees, so that the employees can do as much as they can in that workspace to be the best, to be the one that gets the goal. And there is two approaches that every organization can take. There is the extrinsic motivational approach and there is the intrinsic motivational approach. This company, however, is using the extrinsic motivational approach. And for a extrinsic motivational approach to be feasible, they have to create and clarify the roles that the employee is going to play in the future of the company. They have to give them set rules and they have to give them a straightforward path that they can walk to get their rewards. And this company is not doing that, as Tony mentioned earlier. So the developmental path does not actually exist. So they do not get feedback on what they're doing, and they are not told how to improve their work. So there's no way that they can know that they're gonna get their reward. There's only some people that can be the high rollers in this company and get their reward, and those are gonna be rewarded with a $5,000 bonus. And the people who are not so lucky, they're gonna get laid off, which is just a clarification of the extrinsic motivational system. And for this motivational system, if there's a simple task that they can do to get the reward, it actually can decrease the amount of creativity in the workspace. Going to some what my friends have been talking about. First of all, this is a mechanical structure that this organization has, and they have a traditional management system and a top-down approach. So in this traditional management system, the boss, whatever the boss says goes. They have to do it. And the HR system, as we all talked about, is very big. So and it's due to lack of responsibilities. They're not recruiting the right people and they're not training them up. So nobody has any idea of what they're doing, especially Serena, the HR management, the head of HR management. And so there's no clear goals, there's no developmental plan, and the measurement system is only based on a one-page assessment form done by the managers, which can be very biased, and the employee has no say in it. And the reward system, as I was just talking earlier, is all about extrinsic motivations, which in this case is not going to be effective because there's not a simple task. So